as well that the number of people in prison, it's been proven, bears no relation to the number of people committing crimes. With men or women, actually. The rates of offending and the number of people in prison, they do not affect each other at all. I should also, just maybe everybody knows this already, but this isn't obviously just a problem in America. You know, this happens in prisons in this country, as you've been saying, and also in detention centres now. And migrant women are the majority of the women prison population in this country.
It's big business. It's business, and it's a very lucrative industry. Hence, you know, the term prison industrial complex, and we can't forget that. And it's going to get more so because the prisons within London are being sold off because they're on very expensive land, and it's going to be moved further out where they're easier to control and to capitalise on.
Well,
there you go. There you go.
And that obviously also has a huge impact on women's lives, as women who are part of families and the carers. If they're sent away from their families, it's too far for them to visit, too expensive to travel.
It's actually horrendous. There's a question.
Hi. I have two things really. I think one thing, the first thing is that I'm very surprised that with, as somebody's already said, so many themes, I'm actually not, I don't feel manipulated. And I think that with series or films in general where I've seen various issue-based things being covered, generally, and to do with violence as well, I often feel manipulated, like, oh, that's for shock tactic, or that's so many things in a really short space of time. I feel that with this film, I think the credit due is for the direction and the acting and the way that it's been cut. It's quite experimental in that way. So the focus was on the nuance, and when things did happen, they didn't feel out of place. It felt like within the reality of that film, it was appropriate. And I think that is masterful. And I'm really glad that that I've been able to, it's such a privilege, I've been able to explore something like that. Because I think the reason why it's touched me so much as well, because I'm currently doing a project about my own identity, and it's extremely fragmented, and it's difficult because I end up feeling like these are so many issues, and how am I going to put all of these issues across? I grew up in foster care. As soon as I was born, I was placed into care. I lived with my mum for a few years when I was a kid, and then I was in and out of care, and my mum was in and out of prison. Again, not because of anything really criminal, but she had severe mental health issues, and that's another thing, is that you have a lot of people who have mental health issues, don't get the support in time, these mental health issues escalate, and then before you know it, they're incarcerated and they're not getting any support, and it's really violent. I haven't been able to look at this element of my life because it's been too raw. And to see a film, but all of these issues, we're looking at 90 minutes or however long it is, it gives me a sense that, okay, it's possible. It is possible to do it. Because I just feel that sometimes, you tell the truth and maybe people feel like it doesn't have any value. Like, oh, it's about mental health issues, oh, it's issue-based, or it's about prison, or it's about, queerness and blackness and, foster care, so cliche. But God, it's my life, so what else am I supposed to do? And I feel that this has given me a sense of courage, I feel, to go at it, because it was executed masterfully. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. I also think there was a lot at stake, but for a prison film, we're expecting something else to be at stake, right? Because it's usually the leader of the pack or something else, right?
It's a patriarchal narrative. It's usually in a patriarchal narrative.
Yeah, absolutely. Having something that is about, I need to feel connected to my mother. mean, I don't even know how she pitched that. Do you know what I mean? It's about a woman looking for a mum in prison. I don't know how she pitched it, but the way it translates onto the screen, that's what's at stake. And so to have that located inside a prison drama is very, I think even just that is quite clever, because it is something so emotional and can touch everyone.
Well, I think I've read that Cheryl Denny, like her Stranger Inside, it's really the opposite, that she wanted to make it not seem stranger inside. She wanted to invite everybody in. Look, this is someone's home.
Yeah.
Our lives are just like their lives.
Yeah.
It's nothing weird. Let's let's all come inside and see what's going on and connect. Yeah. So I think
what I also think is quite interesting about that film, apart from prison, apart from family, is that it's rare to see so many dark-skinned, nappy-headed black women in lead roles. Yeah. Because what you will tend to see are different kinds of features in lead roles, and it's astonishing. I've not seen that again.
No.
And it's only possible, I think, if somebody's an independent filmmaker where they have a little bit of control, and they can do that. And to me, that's amazing, because it's about beauty, it's about kind of beauty standards, the standards that we're so used to seeing, that we think they can't be broken in a way. You can't make something unless the women look a particular way, you know what I mean? Or their embodiment is a particular way, or else nobody wants to see them. And I just think the women just looked, their skin was amazing. You know, just the cinematography on their skin was amazing. It's very rare we get a chance to see that anywhere, you know.
Without being voyeuristic as well. Without being voyeuristic as well.
And also the use of African cultural symbolism in it. I thought, you know, the gospel music, the hair, you know, the Afro pit, you know, all those sorts of things, the way the women related to each other, you know, those are little nuances. I'm afraid unless the white director has inhabited that space, they're not going to get that nuance, you know. So every time I see it, I see those things and I think, thank God they're there, because it's so rare to see. It's so rare to see that. Within Martin Scorsese, we can see the insides of an Italian-American family and those nuances, but we very rarely see the internal nuances of people of colour, their lives, their sort of inner lives.
okay, I think we're going to have to draw it to a close there. I would really like to thank you, Campbell, and you, Director, for coming on to speak about it.
VITO project.
And yes, thank you, VITO project, for allowing Rich Please to be involved and for me to pick this film and show it and get those guys down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more thing. This is the boring part.
There was something about sandwiches I completely
If anybody hasn't donated and would still like to, the pink bucket will be at the door. We rely on your donations to keep it going. And the last thing is, if you have any rubbish, could you please pick it up? That's it.
And I completely forgot, I was asked to say it earlier, the sandwiches are now 50p. So lemon snap. 50p lemon snap. It's yours over there. Thanks again, everyone.